WP, you are graduating clown college and are the valedictorian. You have had 2 weeks to prepare your speech and think you finally nailed it. Write about your experience in your clown college.
I shuffled my papers, trying to get comfortable behind the small podium with the lights glaring down. A sea of painted faces stared back at me, each with their own take on a popular motif. Some happy, some sad, some just confused. Hello everyone, you all know me as Mr. Pickles. A few horns honked out in the background in addition to the cheers. I stand before you today as your valedictorian. I'm deeply honored. More horns. Some clowns sprayed a bit of seltzer water toward the stage. And, while it goes against the code a bit, I'd like to talk a bit about myself. No horns this time. I closed my eyes and took a deep breath, steeling my nerves. Once I'd gathered the strength, I looked back on all of those smiling, sad, crazy faces. Before I was Mr. Pickles, I was John. It feels like a very long time ago. It feels like I'm talking about a different person, not this upstanding specimen of comedy made flesh you see before you today. I smiled out at the audience, squeaking my nose once. I'm a happy clown. A pause, but I wasn't a happy man. I came here because I had nowhere else to go. I was lost. I had considered whether to delve into this next part at length, whether it was the right venue to be honest rather than laudatory, to speak about the past rather than the future. That's the thing about addiction. You start walking down a road without really realizing it. Before long, the way back is forgotten, lost among the twists and turns that you traveled along the way. My voice hitched at the last part, a flood of memories coming back to me, exposing my vulnerabilities in this most public of venues, and you don't really have a choice but to go forward. For a lot of us, that leads to a dead end. You just walk until you fall right off that cliff. I shuffled the pages and cleared my throat, but some of us find a new home. Our journey is long and torturous, but it has a purpose. It provides us with a mission. Clarity. A few members of the audiences shifted in their chairs, but stared intently at me. I pushed onward. Forward. Just like the speech said. I found my bottom on a cold, windy day in January. No job. Divorced. Kids wouldn't return my calls. Strung out in a gutter with nothing but my misery to keep me company. It was laying there in that gutter, and a bit of paper came to rest beside me. I reached into my pocket and pulled it out. It was crinkled and stained. I carefully flattened it out on the podium. I took a moment to stare at it before holding it aloft in front of me. Stop clowning around and become a clown. Gimmert's Clown College enrolling now. I read out from the paper, evoking a chorus of laughter from the audience. It's a terrible slogan, but it was there at the right place and the right time. So I looked down at this paper and the mess I'd made of my life, and I just said screw it. If I'm going to be a laughingstock, I might as well get paid for it. Old Bob Gimmert grinned and gave me a thumbs up from the front row, a bit of misty-eyed pride in his eyes. I guess my voice cracked again and I looked to the side, trying to compose myself. I guess what I'm trying to say is that I needed you and you were there for me. I came in with nothing to lose, but I didn't realize how much I'd gain. I put a hand over my eyes, shielding them from the light. Where's Bolo at? A loud honk on a horn came from the back. A few folks cheered in response. You were there for me, Bolo. You gave me a spot to sleep. Bought me my first wig. You made this happen. I'm here because of you. I won't ever forget it. Another honk. Seriously, man. Thank you. Mr. Gimmert. I paid for an education and I received one. All of us did. We're clowns, and we're good ones because of you. It's a craft, something unique and special. A discipline that has a history to it. We serve as a foil to the world. A way to get insight through caricature. This is so much more than I thought it would be. I thudded my chest once with my closed fist. I'm so much more than I thought I would be. A few clowns beside Gimmert leaned over and embraced him. A chorus of honks and squeaks punctuated the point. And here I am. Home. You are the funniest, most caring, most beautiful people I've ever met in this world. You took a worn down, broken man, and you patched him up with silly string and laughter. Ms. Lulu. Zorbo. Fufu. All of you. Each and every one of you has touched me, Ms. Lulu hollered out. You said you wouldn't tell. The entire place came apart with laughter. I let it roll over me, feeling at peace amidst these incredible humans. After a minute they quieted down. I folded up my papers and put them in an oversized pocket. All I can say is thank you. For everything. I squeaked my nose and bowed deeply before pulling out a handkerchief to mop my eyes. Of course, it was attached to another handkerchief. and another, and another. Far too many handkerchiefs, but not enough to mop away the gratitude I felt for the people who had made me whole again.